All of our neighbors started taking photos. They came out, they started shouting, they were calling the police. So a really wonderful neighborhood camaraderie moment at the end there. I'm doing all right. My head hurts a little bit, but I think maybe watching the Bears in orange helmets might make it feel a little bit better. For starters, I just kind of remain calm. The moment that I caught the glimpse of the guy coming around the car, I was just like, this is not the right thing going on here. And just kind of try to play it off like, oh, the keys are upstairs, I don't have them, just to delay. This is a really common area, lots of dog walkers. It was only 10:15, 10:30, it wasn't that late. And so I was kind of surprised that there wasn't somebody else. The neighbors come out all the time. And so just trying to delay and then to make sure that she was okay, kind of looking for her. And I didn't see her or hear her in an altercation. So I thought, okay, it's just me. And I tried to create some distance between the gentleman and I. By being like, oh yeah, no, they're upstairs. Oh, I can just get him. I'll go through the gate. And he tried to close the gate. So that allowed me to create some space from him. And then he went to reach for my keys and I gave him a little bit of a push. And that's when he brandished the weapon. But in the time that he was doing that, I allowed myself some space with the car and kind of got away from him towards the front of the car. And upon him getting closer and I was heard her start talking to somebody, was okay, yeah, what's the problem? And showed him the keys. And then when I didn't give him them right away, he went to hit me and I ducked it pretty well, but he clipped me in the back of the head. At the time, I just kind of went a little bright and just had to pull myself together, remain calm. He went to swing again, but missed. I was able to avoid it that time. And then the third person was just shouting just shoot him. And I was just okay, don't love that attitude. And he actually passed the weapon off onto her, presumably them. And that's when I was all right, take the keys. This is getting out of hand. And the first gentleman whom I was tussling with started to leave. And the person that was speaking to my partner was in the car going, hey, I need them to leave. The car won't start, the car won't drive. And that's when she also started to back away with the gun. And I pushed that guy into the car and hit the horn, which drew a bunch of people out of their windows and whatnot, and thinking that was going to stop them from taking the car. And then she fired 2 rounds into the door, which was actually incredibly close to both me and her assailant, co-conspirator. I was just trying to remain calm the whole time, one, because we were moving to Milwaukee in right now, and we needed the car, and it was my partner's car, and I was just trying to see if I could just get out of the situation as calmly as possible. I noticed that by not raising my tempo or energy, that they didn't want to raise their tempo or energy until it started to escalate, and I just tried to dissolve the situation without I didn't throw any punches because that would have escalated the situation, but instead just tried to keep maneuvering around it. And I just assumed that help or some sort of good Samaritan would arrive, to which all of our neighbors started taking photos. They came out, they started shouting, they were calling the police. So a really wonderful neighborhood camaraderie moment at the end there, bringing blankets for my partner and I to just feel comfortable. And the police were really great. They were on scene very fast, all very friendly and understanding. I don't know, either I was stupid or smart. I couldn't tell, because I think I kept going through the motions of at every moment I'm I should just let this go. And then at some moments I felt they don't want to be, they seemed really young and they seemed disinterested. It almost felt like they were put up to it in some capacity. At no point did I ever think that the primary person that I was encountering with ever really wanted to use the gun as a firearm. Though they swung it at me and hit me with it, they never pointed it at me once. And so that really changed my opinion about what I was involved in, and I felt if I could create space from them, they weren't really looking to discharge the weapon. But then when they gave it to the second person who was being more vocal about shoot him, I was maybe this is here, take the keys. Yeah. Hoods up, face masks on, and that was the thing, it's outside, where most of us are boosted, right? So the moment that I saw that they had the COVID mask on with the hood up, I was this is probably gonna end not how I hope. So that was a tell, but couldn't really get a look at their hair or anything. But body frame, they all seem very young, because none of them had a lot of muscle mass or anything. So I would think that they just were young.